Good morning, Halifax County Schools. You know who it is. Get your 5 fingers up when you see Doc C.
Ho!
Dr. Battle.
Yes, sir.
We are now going into our 2nd day of school. How does it feel?
Oh, Dr. Cunningham, it is so refreshing to see the students back in school, the smiling faces, our teachers, the staff members. They are all just so excited to be back in school.
They are. They are. So we had this chance yesterday. We started on the buses at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
I tell you, you know Dr. C loves to get on the buses.
You do.
And so we get on the bus and we ended up going through the carriage house. Big shout out to all the carriage house kids in Enfield.
Enfield.
How you doing over there in Enfield? Everybody doing all right, I hope. And I hope that everyone woke up this morning ready to go to school. You know, but before we get started, Dr. Battle, we have to talk about our processes, right?
That's right. Let's talk about our process.
Dr. Battle, you need to check my temperature.
Okay, let's check your temperature, Dr. C. So all of our schools are equipped with their own little thermometers. So it's just a zap. And then the thermometer will register the temperature. And if the temperature is above that threshold of 100, the thermometer will turn red and would say, you're good this morning.
I'm good this morning. All right, let me do this.
Okay.
Woo, 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 woo. No, I'm just joking. You're good too.
Good.
And so what we wanted to demonstrate were our processes.
Absolutely.
That are currently in place. And every year, when the bus stops, what happens at the bus stop, Dr. Battle?
So when the bus stops, the bus driver puts the sign out and his children come to the bus and there's a monitor there on the bus. And the monitor, she gets this thermometer and she checks the student's temperature. And so sometimes they do it on the side. And they record the temperature for the students to ensure that it's okay for the students to enter the bus. And then in most cases, the students have an attestation form or they have already completed the form for the week. And the student will get in his or her assigned seat. And once that student gets to his or her assigned seat, the bus driver brings that stop arm back in and it's safe to proceed. And
the students were so excited to be returning to school. Did you see all the smiley faces?
Yes, I did. As a matter of fact, I had one smiley face. I was so happy because my daughter was so elated. She was really excited about school. And so that goes back to the teaching and learning that happens in the classroom. And so she was very excited to get back to school. She woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
6 in the morning.
6 in the morning. 6 in the morning. And she was ready.
And I was there when she got on the bus.
Were you? Okay.
I said, strap for 5. And she looked at me and went.
Shout out to her bus driver, Miss Dale Pittman.
Miss Dale Pittman.
Yes, yes.
And Dale was right on it, parents. She and the temperature checker, the bus assistant were right on it, following all of the protocols that are taking place throughout Halifax County schools. So we hope that everyone is staying safe as we return to in-person learning. Now, grades pre-K through 5, we started yesterday. And it was a successful first day. So we started out at inboarding.
At inboarding.
And inboarding was spot on.
Spot on.
Principal Chastity Kinsey was meeting the buses right out there at the sidewalk. She had the X's on the sidewalk, and she was like, Sugar, you need to get there, you need to get there, you need to get there. And then she led them in, and then when we walked into the school, all we saw were just bright, smiley, staff and faculty waiting to see our school, our children.
Great.
And our kids knew exactly what to do. And there was a spirit of calmness in the building. That's what I registered. And then we jumped in the car, and where did we go to next?
Our next school was Hollister.
Hollister.
We went to Hollister, and out there, Principal Amy Boyette, she had her staff members at the door. They met us. They went through the protocols that we have for the entry into the building. And then we walked down the halls with the principal, went to several classes, and the students were just as excited.
They were. Big shout out to those Hollister. They were ready. They were ready. Then we ventured on to Aurelian Springs. Principal Marcus Jones.
Yeah.
Laid back. Principal Jones was so laid back. He had things so under control. It was just a smooth operation. And then, you know what I was shocked at? We're seeing the number of Zoomers who were logged in with the roomers. Did you notice that?
I did. Actually, the roomers and the Zoomers, because we planned for that in terms of instruction. And so the teachers they executed that plan very well in terms of the students there. And so the students, they were logged on. The teachers were going through their web pages, and they actually told the students the protocol that they needed to follow if they are a roomer or if they are a Zoomer, so that we had no instructional time lost.
None. And big shout out to all of our teachers who were referring the Zoomers to the web page. Parents, go to those web pages because you're going to see a lot of information for the Zoomers. But also, if you're a roomer, you can also go to the web page for information on how to catch up as well, right?
That's right.
Because that's how we're closing those skill deficits. By practice, by practice, by practice, by practice. Then we ventured on down to Everett Elementary, did we not?
Yes, and Miss Sassy.
And what did she have waiting for the kids?
The Everett students, we got on the campus, when we arrived, they had a balloon arch, and it was nice. I mean, an arch of their school colors. So that really invited the students and the staff. They really embraced the students, ready for that first day of school. We walked in, and it was just a spirit of calmness. Instruction was taking place. We visited every classroom. Everything was spot on. So, I mean, Dr. Cunningham, it was just so amazing on yesterday.
It was. And what I loved about Everett was the parent participation.
Yes.
Look at the wonderful gift. Big shout out to the parent, that superstar parent.
That's right.
Who created the beautiful arch for our students. The beautiful arch for our students. And another big shout out she created these little kits, didn't she?
Individualized,
personalized kits.
Yes.
For every student at Everett. Big shout out. Parents, we need your help.
That's
in our mission statement, we say we can't do it without partnerships. And those partnerships are with you. Which bring your gifts, bring your strengths. Because we believe that when we combine all of our superpowers, that's what illuminates the top of the lighthouse. That's our light. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. And when we touch and agree, that light becomes brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter. And then, did we hit all the schools?
We went to Pittman.
Pittman, yes.
On our way to Pittman,
yes.
Got out there with Miss Mitchell. And the Pittman staff, and they were on point, teaching and learning. She took us through a rendition of the things that the students had gone through that morning, showed us how they were doing their breakfast piece. The students were in, as a matter of fact, that was the first, they had a mass break.
No, that's right. They did.
And so we do operate with that. The students were outside social distancing with their masks and those kinds of things to make sure that the students could get a break from that particular piece, but they were out in the open, so that was very good. And then we left from there and went to
Scotland Neck, and boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, was Scotland Neck almost filled to capacity.
Scotland Neck was filled to capacity.
They were filled to capacity. Big shout out to Scotland Neck and all the parents who are trusting us to bring our kids back. And big shout out to all the other parents in other school districts who live in Halifax. Come on back to Halifax. This is a great opportunity for you to see all the wonderful things that are taking place at every single one of our elementary schools. Am I right, Dr. Biles?
Every elementary school. And I think, Dr. Cunningham, the things that I would like to take away from yesterday, safety. That was the number one thing, safety for the students, and then the level of excitement. The students were excited, the teachers were excited, and they had a great time, and you could see it on the students' faces. They missed that social atmosphere, so that was really good for those students who decided to be Zoomers on yesterday. Yeah. And also to see how you can embrace the technology world with the actual face-to-face piece. So we had the Roomers and the Zoomers, and to see how they both came together to impact teaching and learning.
Teaching and learning. Very good. A big shout out to all of our staff. I mean, every teacher was in place. I couldn't ask for anything else. Big shout out to our food service. We had grab-and-go breakfasts ready to go, parents. And they were good breakfasts, and every child was eating. Now, every school has elected to deliver breakfast and lunch differently.
Right.
But as long as it's in accordance to the CDC guidelines, 2 thumbs up. That's 2 thumbs up. So every child received their breakfast. Every child received their lunch. Big shout out to our food service team. Big shout out to our bus drivers. And our temperature checkers on the bus.
First line of defense.
Your first line of defense. And I had an opportunity, you know, when you get on that bus at 6 o'clock or 6:30 in the morning, that bus is cold. Ice cold. But yet, those bus drivers brave the weather. They get on that bus. They pre-trip it. They have to warm it up. Then they go on their day.
Grit and perseverance.
Grit and perseverance and commitment.
Right, commitment.
To Halifax County Schools. So a big shout out to our teachers. A big shout out to our classified staff, our custodians, for helping clean the buses in between routes. See, what's part of our sanitation process is deep cleaning in between routes, right?
Right.
And what we're asking is that we come together as a team. And in order for the buses to be deep cleaned in between routes, the custodians have to provide assistance.
Right.
You know? And guess what? As soon as the bus stopped, I saw the custodians getting on the bus.
Good job.
Desanitizing the entire bus. And big shout out for that teamwork.
Teamwork.
Because teamwork, say it again, Dr.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Say it one more time.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Makes the dream work. And when you see it coming together, I'm an old coach. When you draw up the game plan and you see it operated to perfection, as a coach, and some of you old coaches know exactly what I'm talking about, you just sit back and go like this. Laid back. Because it was a beautiful feeling.
Oh, yes.
It was so beautiful. I know we probably walked over 10,000 steps yesterday. Amy Boyette said that she had 14,000.
That's right.
But we probably had about 10. So 10, I was in bed by 7 o'clock. Laid back. Because running around with these babies just takes a lot out of you, don't you?
Yes.
But a big shout out to all of our staff, our custodians, our maintenance men. Look how they prepared these schools.
The grounds were looking good.
The grounds, look at your grounds.
The grounds were looking good.
Looking good. Even when you go to Everett's Elementary, Old Everett, guess what you're going to see? A clean area. Trash been picked up. See, that's a result of our maintenance men who have to work on Saturdays, overtime, all of that. So big shout out. We call them the mighty men of maintenance.
Right.
The mighty men of maintenance. You know what I mean? Sounds like a gospel group, doesn't it?
Yes. But Dr. Cunningham, that just goes back to show you how we operate as a school system. And we were operating to our maximum capacity, operating in one body, one voice. Halifax County Schools.
That's
Halifax Rise.
Halifax Rise, and we're coming together. So thank you, parents, for for your cooperation. And when we had a child with the fever, we were able to follow our process.
Process and protocol.
And parents responded immediately.
Yes.
So big shout out, parents. We want your child in school. But if your child is sick, they need to stay home and Zoom in.
That's right.
They still get counted for the day.
Do
they not, Dr. Battle?
They get counted present. And the good thing about it, if you recall last week, we made an appeal to parents to update their demographic information. And so yesterday gave us an opportunity to test that. And so parents, thank you so much for partnering with us to ensure that we had the most up-to-date information to reach you in instances such as that.
And if you haven't already done so, make sure that you have updated your emergency contact information, because like I said, safety's always first, and you don't want us to have to contact another agency to find you.
That's right.
That's not the Halifax way. We work together in Halifax, right?
We do.
We come together. We love each other. We are the most caring school system in the East. I don't think no one's going to love you like Halifax County Schools. Which name it. You get a Chromebook, a desk, come on, list them, shoes, coats, food, breakfast, Christmas toys. What else, Battle?
We do all of that.
I Matter Rally, t-shirts, books, and all that wrapped in love. L-O-V-E. Right. And see, that's what this school division is all about. We love you. We understand who we are. We understand the waves, do we not, Battle?
We do.
We understand our waves. We understand the waves that hit us every day.
That's right.
But we're going to love you where you are in Halifax. We're not going to expect more than what you can do, but we are going to expect that you strive for 5 every day.
That's right.
That's a non-negotiable in Halifax County. And every time I walked into that classroom, parents, all I had to do was this. Click, click. And guess what? The kids went, I know you're Dr. C. And I had to say, are you striving for 5 today? Yes, sir. So parents, please continue to reinforce our Strive for 5 mantra. Our Strive for 5 mantra. So Dr. Battle, let's go over our operational hours.
Okay, so when you talk about that Strive for 5 mantra, Dr. Cunningham, we do that in terms of our instruction. So our instructional hours, just to recap for our audience, for grades pre-K through 5, students are in school from 7:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. So if you arrive on campus before 7:30, just recognize that students are they're supposed to stay in their vehicles or on the buses until 7:30, and a staff member will greet them. That's Monday through Thursday, and then on Fridays we have remote Fridays. But our school buildings are open from 7:30 to 4 o'clock Monday through Thursday, and central office from 8 to 5.
8 to 5. We're always open an hour after the buildings close. And all buildings will be closed on Fridays for deep cleaning and sanitizing.
Yes.
And as we come back, we're going to have our superstar high school and middle school principals. Go get your sweet tea, and we'll be right back.
Be right back.
Welcome back, children family. I just want to say we are so excited that you're coming back to school, whether you're a roomer or a Zoomer. If you're a roomer, you'll be right here in the classroom with your teacher. If you're a Zoomer, we're still going to be connected with you online. So when you come back, make sure you remember your 3 W's. Wear your mask, wait 6 feet, and wash your hands. We can't wait to see you.
Hello, I'm Jerome Williams. I'm the principal at Halifax County Early College High School. As you know, we're about to have face-to-face instruction. So, we're excited for the students coming back to the campus. Also, HHC is excited for you coming back as well. Just remember, we have to follow those safety protocols. In addition to that, those of you who remain away from campus, i.e. on remote instruction, you'll get the same quality of instruction as well. So continue to keep up the good work, and let's make Halifax rise.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome
Welcome
back.
back.
I had to
Yes.
put my mask back on. We always have to practice the 3 P, the 3 W's in Halifax
That's right.
County Schools. So you caught me getting a little sweet tea
was
in
nice.
between the breaks. But it's a little coffee today. It's a little warm outside, a little cold outside, isn't it, Dr. Battle?
It is.
So now, next week, Dr. Battle, what's happening?
So next week we will have our secondary schools to join us next week, and so we want to talk about that health and safety piece because right now we're in with our elementary school, we're gearing up for our secondary school, and so the common thread between all of this is health and safety.
Right, so we're going to be talking now about health and safety as we prepare to welcome back
Yes.
our 6th through 12th grade students, right?
That's right.
They're coming back in when?
They will be back on Monday, March 22nd, and so you will probably see that that particular group will be broken into 2 segments. You will have a cohort A and a cohort B. So cohort A will come back on March 22nd, while cohort B will be Zoomers.
Right.
And then the following week, cohort B will come back, which is March 29th, and cohort A will.
Hey, thank you for being patient. We're in Halifax County Schools, right, Dr. Battle?
We are
And one
Halifax
thing
County.
that we learned early on is that we're in a internet desert, right?
That's right.
And there are connectivity problems that happen in rural areas that you just don't see in major metropolitan areas,
Especially on rainy days.
especially on rainy days. And what we're experiencing now impacts our connectivity. And parents, You know exactly what I'm talking about when your cell phones fail, when your internet starts buffering. That is why I need your help. We all need to get together and mobilize our resources and let our legislatures know that connectivity in rural areas must be a priority. Am I right?
Absolutely.
It just must be a priority. Parents, I need your help. We need to advocate for better connectivity. The ideal situation in Halifax County would be that we are able to run fiber optic all through Halifax County. And I actually have a dream of that happening if we had fiber all through it. But it doesn't fit the business model. You know, we don't have enough people to sell the internet to make it profitable for our businesses to come in and do it on their own. So they need some help. They need some governmental plan like the I-95 system that would bring internet all through, high-speed internet. Let me try this again. High-speed, affordable internet.
Right. Because technology is the great equalizer.
That is the great equalizer.
That's right.
And that's what we're experiencing right now. But guess what? We're going to keep pushing.
Try again.
We're going to keep pushing. So if this is all we have to work with, we're going to shine it up and make it shine like a brand new Mercedes-Benz.
That's
But
right.
it's new to us. Right,
That's
Dr.
right.
Battle?
That's right.
So as we continue with this segment, Dr. Battle, let's talk quickly about grades 6 through 12.
Okay, so coming up this upcoming week, starting March 22nd, we will be graced by the presence of our secondary students. So we will have that in a cohort A and a cohort B situation. So starting on March 22nd, cohort A, those students will be roomers. So they will come to the building, while cohort B are Zoomers. And then the following week, cohort B will be roomers, and cohort A will be Zoomers.
Right.
So we're starting on that A-B schedule, Dr. Cunningham.
So now
that A-B schedule.
A-B. Your A-B schedule, and you'll know more about that later because route information will be given out tomorrow to all principals. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, you should be receiving information from your school principal about your route. It is important, parents, that if you need a change in that route, that you notify your principal by Thursday. We give you got 1 day to get that information back to us so that we, because it's very detailed work to make these routes. And we have Tony Alston here that's going to talk a little bit about the route creation process. So just make sure you'll get this route information tomorrow. Make sure you contact transportation with any changes that you want made to your route so we can execute it and have it as smooth as possible on Monday. So right now we're joined with our health experts. How you doing, Ms. Nurse Boyd? Introduce yourself. Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Cunningham.
You doing okay?
I am doing
All
well.
right. And over here we have Dr. Gregory Monroe, our Executive Director.
Good morning, Halifax.
And right here we have Tony Alston.
Good morning.
This is our health and safety crew that we're going to be talking about all the health and safety that measures that we're taking place throughout Halifax County schools. And first, I would like to talk to Nurse Boyd. Nurse Boyd, how did it go yesterday?
Thank you, Dr. Cunningham. And what he said, we had an awesome day yesterday. I want to send a huge shout out to all the parents for having your kids at the bus stop and you being there as well, doing that monitoring of your kids and making sure that they didn't have any symptoms. So a great shout out to you parents. And that's what it takes. It takes a partnership. It takes a village. And to know that you entrusted your children with us to send them back to school. But not only that, knowing that you believe in us and that we're going to keep your kids safe. The kids, once they got there, they were fully engaged. They had their masks on. They enjoyed being back into the school setting where they got to see their teachers face to face, as well as their other classmates. And so, as we said, it was a great day that we followed the safety procedures. Once if the kids came up in car riders, we had staff that approached the cars, made sure that they didn't have any temperatures, asked those questions. Then the students came into the building. If they were bus riders, we have monitors that were on the bus that checked the temperatures before the children came to school. And then once they got in the building, making sure we followed that social distancing as well as making sure, ensuring that they're washing their hands, doing the things that they need to do. So it was a great day yesterday, and we just know, what I always say, if your first day started out great, then only great things are gonna come after that. So we know that yesterday was a great day, that the remainder of this school year is gonna be a great day, great time as well.
Then I like what Teresa Boyd said. She's talking about setting your intention. She said, you know, if you start your day, say it again, Nurse Boyd.
If you start your day out right, prepared, doing the things that you need to do, then the remainder of your day will fall right in place.
And that's setting the intention of the day. What is it that you want to accomplish throughout the day? That is why I need you to send your child out to school every day with the intention that you're going to strive for 5, strive for excellence. Now, we believe that health and safety is our #1 priority, correct, Dr. Biles?
Absolutely.
That's right. So, Dr. Monroe, talk a little bit about the health and safety measures that have taken place so far.
Well, in Halifax County schools and all of our schools, and including our central services building, we have trained and equipped our custodial staff and teachers, administrators with all the materials and supplies that they need to keep our buildings healthy, because we know that through contact and the way that we touch the doorknobs and tables and chairs and then touch ourselves, we transmit various things to one another. So we have equipped them with materials that have been proven to kill on surfaces the noroviruses, the coronavirus, all these things, if when done properly and done correctly, which we have trained our staff to do. So our custodial staff have H2 orange, they have pine quat, they have wipes and other things. We've also equipped our classrooms with what we call lighthouse kits. These lighthouse kits, teachers have wipes, they have bottles of this pine quat. This is a mist spray. We use it, we wipe it down, but even if we just spray it and leave it, it will settle on those surfaces, and again, is proven to kill on surfaces the coronavirus, which we are very concerned about mostly. They have wipes, and they also have other supplies to wipe frequently touched items in their classrooms, not just for our babies, but for our big babies that are getting ready to come back into the building, 6 through 12, starting next Monday.
Yeah, starting next Monday. So everyone has a lighthouse toolkit.
Absolutely.
And that means, and we've equipped just every employee with these infrared thermometers. They have masks, they have wipes, they have everything they can possibly want. But we also have posted on our website, on the school reopening tab, you can go to our website, www.halifax.k12.nc.us. Click on the reopening schools tab. There you will see everything you need, everything that I do, you see. And first we have our process maps, right, Dr. Monroe?
Right. We have process maps for entering the building. We have process maps for calling out for staff and students. We have process maps on even how that cleaning is supposed to take place in those buildings. We have process maps with regards to those buses being sanitized. We have process maps on how we are having to enter the buses differently based on where we are with Plan B for our high school, our middle school, our secondary schools. So yeah, we have those process maps in place that everyone has access to, our parents have access to, and we ask you to hold us accountable. If you see someone skipping a step, let us know, because we want to make sure, we want your confidence in knowing that we're doing everything, not only just to keep ourselves safe, but most importantly to keep your child safe and our staff safe.
And on that website as well, we have our Safe School North Carolina Toolkit. Am I right,
Yes.
Dr. Biles?
We do, and we have 2 versions of them, Dr. Cunningham. We actually have the Strong Schools North Carolina kit, and we have the Child Care Strong North Carolina kit. And so both of these handbooks we have, in addition to our very own Halifax County Schools, Trailblazing Our Path Forward handbook.
Right.
So parents can follow along with that.
So what we did was take the North Carolina standards, the CDC standards, and we condensed them into our own reopening handbook. But we also want you to see, parents, that you can look at the Child Care Strong North Carolina Public School Toolkit for yourself. These are the interim guidelines. And I think that when they flip through it, you'll see all their updates in a different color. Am I right, Dr. Bell?
That's right.
So when you see all the updates, that's what I need you to read first, because those are the changes that we're operating under. Those are the changes that we're operating under. But when you start with our very own trailblazing our path forward, you'll see exactly what we're doing. And I will say something about them process maps. I walked into Scotland Neck, and what you do, Nurse Boyd?
So as we come in, and that's the procedure that all schools do, that we have to check their temperature. We ask those questions that's on that attestation form to ensure that no one is to enter that building that has those symptoms. So when Dr. Cunningham and Dr. Bamber came yesterday, I quickly got to my job, because that's what my job was, to ensure that all students were safe in that school, and they couldn't enter in until I had their temperature checked and they answered those questions. And of course they answered no to all the questions, so they weren't allowed to come in.
We passed. She followed the process. She even said, you better squirt some of that stuff on your hand. So
right.
Those process maps that Dr. Monroe's saying works. But we also need to talk about all the other stuff that goes in. And that comes from our mighty men of our maintenance and transportation office that's led by Mr. Tony Alston. So, Tony, talk a little bit about the sanitation video that's up, the bus routes information, and exiting and boarding, etc.
Right, Dr. Cunningham. First, I'd like to say I just can't thank enough. I can't say enough about these bus drivers and the transportation staff. What the child nutrition staff and the maintenance and custodial staff has done in the past year, to not only take care of our students and staff, but the whole community. These people are they're just amazing to me, and I'm just proud to be a part of that team. The so many new regulations and rules we're having to follow due to COVID. We've been way ahead of the curve on it, I feel. Dr. Cunningham put in place Cleaning for Health in early 2016-17 school year, and working together with Nurse Boyd and HR, just putting these supplies together and assembling these kits and doing the research and all the support. And we had no idea COVID-19 was coming, but we were already had things in place to slow down the influenza and the outbreaks that some other school districts were having, that we felt like that we were doing everything we could. We didn't have to go through that. You may remember other school districts in the state having to shut down the whole district. So so far as your transportation route, a lot of work has gone into those transportation routes, and we still are being charged to operate as efficiently as we can. So when you look at your route, you might wonder why that you're on A week and why you might be on B week. We had to do it geographically. In other words, we're not going to go to Scotland Neck and pick up 5 children and then run over to Enfield and pick up 15. We're going to Scotland Neck for the most part, and maybe Tillery, that part of the county would be on a route, and then the Enfield area, and we'll do the same thing on the other side of the county. Maybe the ones up toward Mount Rapids and Littleton would be on A week, and then Hollister and Meetup, things like that would be. So when you see those routes, there's a lot of work that went involved in that. Some of the rules and regulations we have, the buses will be cleaned after every bus run and sanitized. The bus drivers have been trained. We have the proper equipment for them to do it. So I want you to be assured that that bus is safe for them to transport on. On K5, we're doing temperature checks at the bus stops. On 612, we are socially distancing on the bus, 1 passenger per seat, unless we live in the same dwelling. And so we're put those protocols in place to ensure safety. The buildings are being sanitized, are being fogged. I feel comfortable to sit and tell you we're doing everything we can to make sure that the students and staff and the public is being kept safe.
And you know that, parent. We're doing everything. You've heard Nurse Boyd talk about our check-in processes. You heard it from Dr. Monroe, who talked about our process maps, our lighthouse toolkits, and now you're hearing the integration of all that work and how we're operationalizing it from Tony Alston as he talks about how the bus drivers are using those maps to keep things clean and how they're heroically doing the yeoman's job of keeping us safe. Now, parents, COVID has been a disaster. It's been a natural disaster. When I was going to school at University of Virginia, I never took a class called pandemic. Did you?
No.
No. So we had to learn on the fly, and we did. But I'll tell you what, with the number of people that have been sick, right, Nurse Boyd?
Yes, sir.
And the number of people that have died, I'm okay with the little disruption to my day. Am I right?
Correct.
You know, because I've seen the other side of the coin. I've seen the other. So parents, I need you to be patient with us as we have these little disruptions in your day. We can't have a lot of kids on the bus, and we have to transport them efficiently and effectively. And as Tony has said, he can't run over and pick up 5 kids from Scotland Neck and then go to infield and pick up 20. It doesn't work that way. That's inefficient. So we have to understand that in order to get your children back and forth to school safely, it's going to take a little extra time.
That's right.
And I need you to take a teaspoon of patience as you work with Halifax County Schools. So I want, big shout out. I want you to follow us on social media and continue to visit our district webpage and click on the reopening tab for more information. And we will be right back.
Be right back.
This is Mr. Riddick, principal of Enfield Middle STEAM Academy. I'm looking forward to finally meeting you face to face on March 22nd. The Enfield staff is working hard preparing for your return. We know you will be excited to see each other. Remember these 3 things. Maintain 6 feet social distance, wear your mask, and wash your hands, and we will be just fine. Stay safe, take care, and I'll see you all next week.
My name is Sharon Arrington. I am the coordinator for Halifax County Schools Empowerment Zone. We are reopening schools, and we will open by practicing the 3 W's. We will wear our mask daily and wash our hands. And then we will practice our social distancing by waiting 6 feet apart. We want to welcome you back. Thank you.
Welcome back. How are things going so far, Dr. Battle?
I think things are going extremely well, Dr. Cunningham. We're doing a good job informing our public of what has transpired in our schools from yesterday with the elementary schools, and then foreshadowing for them that things are expected to happen starting next week with our secondary schools.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. I wish I can find somebody to help me keep this over my nose.
Our students would.
That's right. That's right. We need you to admit some things, students. We need to keep this above the nose, and we also need to come up with solutions to keep your glasses from fogging. See, whenever there's a challenge, in Halifax, we look at this as an opportunity. So look for an opportunity to create something new with this challenge that's faced before you. Now, we now have our wonderful secondary principals here.
That's right. And so during the commercial break, you had an opportunity to see their videos.
Yes.
And so now we're graced with the presence of Mr. Brian Biles and Mr. Steve Hunter. So Mr. Biles, introduce yourself to the public.
Hi, I'm Brian Biles, principal at Wilmore Davie Middle STEM Academy.
All right. And Hunter.
Good morning, I'm Steve Hunt, proud principal at Northwest Collegiate and Technical Academy.
That's right. And so now, parents, as you know, middle and high school students will return to in-person learning next week.
Yes.
As Dr. Battle has said, they're going to be divided into 2 groups.
That's right.
Group A, you will begin, the first week, and then you will be followed by Group B. All right? But we also have some other outstanding principals. We have Principal Medicus Riddick over at Enfield Middle STEAM Academy. We have Principal Jerome Williams over at the Halifax County Early College. Principal Lakeisha McCoy, Southeast Collegiate Prep, and Miss Sharon Arrington over at the Empowerment Zone.
Shout out.
That's right,
Shout
but
out.
we have two of our outstanding principals who are representing the other four, and I'm just excited that both of you are here. Tell us something, Mr. Well, I'm preaching to you now.
I hear you, I hear you, yeah.
Receiving.
You
I
better
hear you.
receive. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. As I told you earlier, waves are coming in when you live in a place like Halifax, especially when we're dealing with some inclement weather. Sometimes our connections begin to buffer. That is why I need your help, parents, in mobilizing and speaking with one voice to our elected officials that connectivity should be given to us in Halifax County Schools. We want fiber. We want that fiber connection. And I also want somebody to invent how to keep this mask above my nose.
Yes.
You know, whenever there's a challenge, there's also an opportunity, right?
That's right.
So students, there's an opportunity. How do you keep this mask above big face, big head superintendents? You know what I mean? Where it just sits up there. You know how we like to keep it nice and smooth and with some swag, and then also to keep from fogging up the glasses. You know, so any tips out there, send them to me, Dr. C, on how to keep this mask in the proper position, as well as keeping your glasses from falling. Now, we're joined, Dr. Bowder, by whom?
So, Dr. Cunningham, we have an awesome force of instructional leaders, and today we're graced with the presence of Mr. Brian Biles from William R. Davie and Mr. Steve Hunter. So I'll let them introduce themselves. Go ahead, Mr. Biles.
Hey, my name is Brian Biles, and I'm the proud principal at William R. Davie STEM Academy, Viking Strong.
Viking Strong.
Hey, good morning. My name is Steve Hunter. I'm a former student of Northwest Collegiate Technical Academy, and now 30 plus years later, I'm the principal.
Isn't that something? Now, and there are other principals that I want to give a big shout out to. That's because right. They're in their buildings right now preparing, are they not, Dr. Bowder?
Preparing for in-person learning starting next week.
So we have Principal Jerome Williams over at the Halifax County Early College, Principal Medicus Riddick at Enfield Middle STEAM Academy, Principal Lakeisha McCoy at Southeast Collegiate Prep, and wrapping it all up is Miss Sharon Arrington over at the Empowerment Zone. And joining us again, we have Brian Bow from William R. Davie STEM Academy and Steve Hunter over here at Northwest Collegiate and Technical Academy. So, Mr. Hunter, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
Tell us how you are preparing for your students' return.
Well, Dr. Cunningham, safety for my staff and students is paramount. Once you gave us the okay that schools were going to reopen, we began immediately to put proper procedures in place. From the time students come on campus until the time they leave, we're going to make sure our campus and our classrooms are clean, based on everything that we need to do to ensure safety. When the students come on campus in the morning time, whether they're on the bus, they're going to get their temperature checked. If a student drives to campus, he or she will have their temperature checked as well. When they go into classes and so forth, our custodial staff will make sure our classes are clean and ready to go for learning to take place and so forth. But we just have many procedures and protocols in place. But safety is number one, because we want our high school students to feel safe. We want our parents to feel safe, by sending their kids to school. And of course, most definitely, we want our staff members to feel safe on campus. So when you add all those things together, like for example, when our students, we're giving our kids a mask break 4 times a day. In each class, first block, second, third, and fourth, they will have a chance for a 3 to 5 minute mask break where they will go outside throughout the campus. We have a colossal campus on the campus of Northwest Collegiate and Technical Academy. So we have plenty of room for our kids to go outside, of course under the supervision of their teachers and so forth, and make sure they take a few moments to breathe.
That social distancing.
Yes.
That social distancing, that mask break. Mr. Bowder?
The same thing as Mr. Hunter said. The biggest thing is just working about the safety for the students, the staff, and just making sure that our building is prepared for the safety and for the returning of the students.
So Mr. Biles, let's start with you. what are some important procedures that you have in place that you want parents to know?
Well, one of the things that we did, Dr. C, was we prepared a video that actually says the day in the life of a student at Davie Middle School.
Oh, right.
Wow.
And it shows both a student that's going to be a car rider and a bus rider. And as you go through, it actually shows you from when they pick up their breakfast to what happens after they pick up the breakfast with the cafeteria staff sanitizing the tables. It shows you the walls so that you can see the directions that are going in. It shows you when the students get into the classroom, how they actually leave the classroom, and the teacher actually wipes the area. It then also goes and shows you how the custodian staff is cleaning the water fountains, how they're cleaning the bathrooms. So that's one of the biggest things that we had to do was we actually prepared this video so that people could see what it would look like in the school when their students come back.
Wow, that's exciting.
Mr. Hunter?
Well, hey, Dr. Clem, I can tell you from the time students arrive on our campus at 7:30 each morning, via a bus or via a car, we have certain procedures in place. We have 2 entry points when you come on campus. For our bus riders, you will park, of course, in the bus parking lot. The buses will park in the bus parking lot. If you drive to school, you'll come in and park in the student parking lot. But we have 2 staff members on campus who will ensure safety to make sure a temperature is not higher than 100.4 degrees. Once you have eaten breakfast, then you will proceed to the classes. We have 4 blocks, of course. Each block is about 65 minutes. And during that block, several things are going to take place. Number 1, teaching is going to occur. Somewhere during that 65-minute block, your teachers are going to give you a 3 to 4 minute maskless break, where you will go outside the building for 3 or 4 minutes and remove your mask. After that, you will return to the classroom. Before the classroom period is over, the teacher will ask you to wipe down your area for the next group of students to come in, okay? You will also, at Northwest, we're giving our kids 2 lunch breaks a day, okay? 2 different lunch breaks. So therefore, parents, to ensure safety, and we're not going to have a huge, humongous group of students in the cafeteria at one time, we divided our lunches into 2. So therefore, the number will be less. The kids will have 20 minutes to have lunch, to talk and to socialize with their classmates. And at the end of each block, of course, the students are going to clean their assigned areas, his or her seating and so forth. The custodians several times a day will clean and disinfect high traffic areas, like doorknobs and so forth, to make sure those doorknobs are sprayed and white. The restroom parents will be clean as well. Inside of the classrooms, we have our desks. The teachers have arranged their desks within 6 feet apart of each other. So therefore, Dr. Cunningham and I, if we are both students, my seat will be approximately 6 feet away from Dr. Cunningham. So therefore, that gives us an extra layer of security. Plus, masks will be worn throughout the school day unless it's an assigned break time. So we put a bunch of procedures in place to ensure safety is paramount.
So I really like that, Mr. Hunter. You know, you're getting me so excited over here. So as a parent, I can tell the passion and the preparation that you all have put in place for students. So tell me some critical things, because I heard the nurse talk about the attestation form.
Yes, ma'am.
So what are some critical things that you would like to tell parents?
Well, parents, what I would like to tell you is that you can feel safe that when you send your daughter or son to our campus, he or she is going to be safe throughout the school day. The students, I think, one, as a parent myself, I would want my son or daughter to actually be taught face to face. And I think for our roomers, that's paramount, because our teachers know how to teach. Now, Dr. Cunningham and the school board are giving our kids a chance to come back on campus. But remember, in addition to receiving a high-quality level of instruction each day, safety is there. Because in the classes, the desks are spread out 6 feet apart. Remember, when you come on campus in the morning time, you must get that temperature check. In the cafeteria, it's social distancing. We're asking you to practice the 3 W's every day. Wear your mask, wash your hands, and remain 6 feet apart from each other. So I think Dr. Battle, with those procedures and protocols we have in place, and by you guys are giving us the flexibility to have cohort group A and B, that's going to further ensure safety among our students and staff.
Oh yeah, and you know, I thought about this because you talked about the rumors, but Brian, you talked about the videos and kinds of things, because we all know that safety is a feeling. And so those videos that you have, what else would you like for parents to know about William R. Davie STEAM Academy?
The biggest thing I want the parents to understand is to breathe. Breathe and relax. We got it. Your child will be safe. You know, they have provided us the things that we need to open this school safely. Even with the water fountains, I drink out of the water fountain. I'm safe. Your child is going to be safe. They provided safety things for your children. So just relax and breathe. We got it. We got it.
And you know, Dr. Cunningham, when he talks about the water fountain, I'm reminded of the conversation that we had with all of our principals. When we talked about making sure that our water fountains are safe, and in the elementary schools, you may see the water fountains being used to replenish water.
Yes, as filling
Yes,
stations.
filling
As
stations, that's the term, filling
We
stations.
have provided bottled water at the elementary schools.
Right.
You know, and so parents, if you have those concerns, we're using the water fountains for filling stations.
Yeah.
Just fill up your water bottle, our water is good, and drink out of your own water bottle throughout the day. Mr. Hunt?
And I can tell you, Dr. Cunningham and Dr. Ballard, at Northwest and at Southeast, we have brand new water fountains throughout campus.
Brand new.
Brand new. And the custodial staff will clean those water fountains several times each day.
Several times, and we're gonna be upgrading our water fountains so that you can use it as a filling station in our schools. That's upcoming. Mr. Bowles?
And to go back to what you were saying about the filling stations, we took it one step farther.
Oh.
When the students come into the building, they'll actually have their own water bottle. So that way, they'll have their own water bottle. If you need to get water, you can go to the water fountain, fill your own personal water bottle up. But that came because of the community. You know, we have to go back to the community. We put it out there, the community said, we got you, Mr. Biles, and next thing you know, I got water bottles coming. So each one of my students will have a water bottle when they come in. So yeah, give them a shout out.
Partnerships are working, aren't they, Dr. Battle?
That's right.
But let's just talk about something else.
Okay.
At both of our schools, right?
Okay.
So, a day in the life of a middle school student, what's it gonna look like?
The same as they've been doing.
Right,
You know,
same
you're
as
not
they've
changing up something. It's not going to be, I've heard stories where students walk in the classroom and the teacher has the scrubs on and the mask and this and that. It's the same thing. It's the same teachers. So it's exciting. I'm excited. My staff is excited. You know, so that's what it's going to look like for the kids. We're not changing anything different. They're going to get the instruction that they need. They're going to get the mask break that they need. But it's going to be it's going to be the energy. I can't describe it, but it's just the energy.
It's excitement. And at the high school?
Well, hey, a typical day for a student at Northwest would be a typical day of enjoying the high school culture, okay? Northwest, our main goal is to get our kids to become productive members of our society. And we're so happy to have our students to return to this campus. We have a bunch of professional, caring teachers, and those teachers are ready for you guys. You know, we're not going to have 300 students on campus as we normally do. So therefore, we have a huge, huge campus, parents and students. Each class block is only 65 minutes. By the time you minus a 3-minute mass break or a 4-minute mass break, and you know, by the time your teachers are finished explaining the curriculum to you, that block is over. Then you're on to second block, okay? So the day will go by very quickly. Dr. Cunningham and the school board have devised a schedule. The school day begins at 7:30 and it ends at 1:30. So that's an easy day. Remember, guys, you're going to have 2 lunch breaks, okay? Group A in the cafeteria, first lunch, then second lunch. And parents of my freshmen, on Monday morning, when those 30 freshmen come to campus, my counselor, Mrs. Tubbs, and another support staff, they're going to give all freshmen a tour of campus. So you would know where you belong. You would know where you should go when the bell rings for first block. So we want our students to feel comfortable. Our staff members are ready. We have a great bunch of teachers and staff members. So we're very excited.
Very much so. And then let's just quickly talk about ACT testing before we pass it over.
Yes.
To Dr. Battle.
Yes.
Mr.
I can tell you, Dr. Cunningham, ACT testing will begin next Tuesday for cohort A students, okay? And for those students in cohort B, it will take place the following Tuesday, March 30th, okay? So ACT is designed for our juniors. Parents, please help us ensure our juniors, our 11th graders, come to campus on next Tuesday to take the ACT on March 23rd, and the other group will take it on March 30th. We're excited. Of course, you guys know it. The ACT is like a gate, or like a door, or a fence to allow you to go into college or to keep you out of college. So we want our students to be successful.
We're not going to hurt your future dealing with today.
That's correct.
We're not going to hurt your future dealing with today. So, and then cap and gown pictures?
Yeah, oh yeah, cap and gown pictures. Seniors, Listen carefully, seniors, parents, please make sure your seniors understand that cap and gown pictures will be taken on Thursday, March 18th. You should have gotten an email from the photography company by now giving you the exact time. If you need more information, please visit our webpage and send me an email or give me a call, 252-586-4125.
Okay, and then Dr. Battle, highlight a little bit about driver's ed.
Well, driver's ed will start for the students in Halifax County starting next week, the 22nd. So the driver's ed instructors, they are selecting the students based on who signed up.
Yes.
And so you'll have a cohort A and a cohort B with that as well, and they will give you more information about that.
So we have driver's ed, that's a go.
Yes,
Yes,
go.
go.
We have cap and gown, that's a go.
Yes.
That's a go.
We have ACT testing, that's
That's
a
a
go.
go.
Yes.
See,
Yes.
everything's a go, parents, in Halifax County Schools. We have structured processes to enable every child to be successful in Halifax County Schools. What else would you like to say as we wrap this up?
You know, biggest thing is I'm excited. I'm waiting for the students to come back. I'm waiting for the energy to come back, so I'm excited. One thing, going back to what he was saying, the 6th grade parents, we got you. When your kids get on campus, because they haven't been on the campus yet, we got you. We'll take care of them as soon as they get on the campus.
And that's why you should trust Halifax County Schools. Halifax County Schools is the most loving school system in the East. I sincerely believe that now. I'm ready to stake it in the ground. No one's going to love you like us. No one's going to love you and take care of you the way that we do it. So, Dr. Battle, how can they keep up with us?
So to our community at large, please follow us with our social media, with our Facebook page, Instagram, all of those things. In addition to that, you can go on our district's web page to get more up-to-date information.